What is going on, guys? Broken Eyes coming at you today with a brand new deck profile of Chazz's new support in Legendary Duelist number 2. So the new support that came out is actually really good. Ojama support for your Arm Dragon and your Dragon Catapult Cannon cards. So the main thing this deck does is gets out Arm Dragon Catapult Cannon in 2 turns max, I suppose, depending on how bad you draw, I suppose, as well. So it's kind of like a turbo for Arm Dragon Catapult Cannon. It's never taken me more than 2 turns to get this card out, and it's a really, really good card to summon. Basically what you can do is you can still do your attack phase, battle phase or whatever, and then main phase 2, you're probably going to go for Arm Dragon Catapult Cannon if you get all the cards right to your hand. Mainly what it does is you can you hit in with Ojama Blue and get the rest of your support if that is the case. So really, really good card as well, and we're going to go over all that. Without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So I am going to do this deck profile a little bit different as well. Shiny. I'm going to go over the deck profile a little bit different as well. I'm going to have a little bit of a backstory on these cards and what they mean to me in a small way. I'm not going to go too much into it, but if you want to hear it, listen. If you don't, skip forward or whatever and just look at the cards like that. So, first off, we have an Arm Dragon level 7. I actually got this Arm Dragon level 7. Do anybody remember when Battle City was out and the winner of a duel used to get the opponent's strongest cards? Like Joey got Jinzo, Red Eyes, different things like that when it comes to Battle City or whatever. So Arm Dragon level 7 is my Jinzo in a way, because this card always beat me, and a couple of friends of we kind of held a little tournament like a Battle City, and this was the guy's strongest card or whatever. He had kind of an Arm Dragon deck, and I actually beat him, and I got Arm Dragon level 7 for that. I also had to trade a good few cards to get the rest of the cards to get off him, but in the long run it was worth it. That's why the card is a little bit wear and tear. He obviously didn't treat his cards very well, but other than that, I actually had I have 2 other Arm Dragon level 7s that I later got on in later life that are actually in mint condition, so not too bad. Next we're running 2 Arm Dragon level 5. I bumped this up to 2 just because, just in case your opponent gets rid of one of your Arm Dragons, it's not the end of the world. One of your level 5s, I mean. So this one was his as well. I've traded for it. But nice little tidbit. So Arm Dragon level 7, basically all you want to do is special summon that monster. Its effect doesn't really matter too much. Basically what it does is it can destroy all monsters with attack less than the monster you discarded. And Arm Dragon level 5 does the same, except for it only destroys 1 monster. Pretty self-explanatory and simple. Next, we have 2 V Tiger Jet and 2 W Wing Catapult. So these cards are to get VW Wing Catapult or Tiger Catapult out, and then you're gonna basically what you do is you fusion tag for Dragon Catapult Cannon and go into VW XYZ then that way. For the turbo type build, though, with the new support, it makes it very easy to get Arm Dragon out and these 2 cards out. That's why you don't run 3 of each, or you don't run more of the Arm Dragons either. So there's that. Next, we run the 3 Ojama brothers, which is yellow, green, and black. And another little story I have for these cards is I pulled Ojama yellow one day, as a kid, opened a pack and I got Ojama yellow. And then nobody else had Ojama green and Ojama black. And eventually I met this kid and he had the 2 cards and he wanted a really, really super card for this, or super rare card for this card, for those 2 cards. And I actually traded a Water Dragon, super rare Water Dragon. I'm not sure what the price of that card is anymore. I'm pretty sure that the deck isn't actually that good. I know it has got some new support in Legendary Duelist 1. But I'm really happy I actually have my original Ojama Green, Ojama Black, and Ojama Yellow. As you can see, IOC was the original pack it came out of, and I got, I'm not sure, I have 3 Ojama Yellows anyway. But these 2 cards were really, really hard to obtain back in the day. Duelist Pack 2 and Duelist Pack 2. A lot of these cards are actually Duelist Pack 2. The original Chazz Princeton pack. So that is it. I don't run 2 of each. I feel like these are searchable with blue. So there's no need. But I do run 3 blue. Blue, basically, when it's destroyed by battle, you get to search 2 Ojama cards in your deck. That means all the spells, all the traps, and the monsters. which is really good. So just say if you're going through your battle phase, you want to kind of go second in the deck. If you want Ojama Blue, basically your battle phase, you attack and then get your 2 combo pieces that you need. And then 2 Ojama Red is actually really good for link plays, because what you can do is you can go, if you have more cards in your hand or whatever, you can, when Ojama Red is normal summoned, you can special summon up to 4 Ojama monsters in your hand. If that was the case, that's what you want to do. So yeah, so it's not bad. I know a lot of people are running 3 Ojama Magic and 2 featured Ojamas and only 1 Ojama Blue and stuff, but I don't want to play that way, because I'm not like that. So next, we're running 3 Ojama Orifice Scorpio, 1 Ojama Orifice Scorpio, Predaplant Orifice Scorpio, Predaplant Darnatonia Cobra, and 1 Lone Fairy Blossom, which basically means you're running 4 Orifice Scorpio. So what this card does is you can discard a monster, and special summon a Predaplant monster from your deck, which you're going to go for Cobra. Cobra, when it's special summoned by a Predaplant monster, you can add a fusion card from your deck to your hand. So you're going to be searching a fusion tag to get your Dragon Catapult Cannon to fuse with the other one. So there's that. Lone Fire Blossom basically can distribute itself to special summon Orifice Scorpio, and then you can activate the effect that way. That's why you're running basically 4 Scorpio. So there's that. Next, we're running the 1 Destrudo. Feel free to take this one out. This was just a Synchro level 7. Sometimes it really helps. And then the 1 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit. Feel free to add two Ghost Ogre instead of the Destrudo. It's working out kind of well though for me. Like, you pay half your life points special summon level 7 Synchro. And Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit is just a really, really good hand trap at the minute. If you have Ash Blossom, feel free to work away on that too. Next, one of the new support that's actually amazing, Ojama Missile. So basically what this does is you can discard Ojama monster, or banish Ojama monsters from your hand, field, or graveyard to reveal this fusion monster, and special summon V and W from your deck to the field, and then you can obviously fusion summon this monster. Very, very simple. And then basically what you do is, if you have 3 Ojama monsters banished in your banish zone, you can put them back in the deck and draw 1 card and banish this card for that. Next, the Armed Dragon counterpart for this is Ojama Match. So Ojama Match kind of works the same, except for you can discard an Ojama card, so it can be an Ojama spell, trap, or monster, and basically add to your hand 1 Ojama monster with a different name and 1 Armed Dragon monster from your deck and or graveyard. Then immediately after its effect resolves, you can normal summon 1 of those monsters. So you can normal summon the Ojama Blue if it's going to be destroyed during your opponent's turn, or you can normal summon the Armed Dragon level 5 and go for it that way for next turn, destroy a monster, and then special summon Armed Dragon level 7. Next we have Ojama Magic, searchable card. That's why if you get a blue, you can search or even if you get Ojama Magic, you can get rid of it with the Ojama Match or whatever. But if you get Ojama Magic to your hand, what you can do is you discard it and add Ojama Green, Yellow, and Black to your hand. And if you don't have Ojama Green, Black, or Yellow, you've already used them, you can still discard it with Ojama Match, which means it's not exactly dead. Next, you can use, we run 2 Fusion Tag. Fusion Tag, basically, you reveal this fusion monster, and 1 of your monsters on the field become that monster, and then you can go for your big monster, which is Dragon Catapult Cannon. Pretty self-explanatory there. 1 Soul Charge, just in case. The 1 Monster Reborn, just in case. And that's it for the spell traps. Or spell traps, what am I talking about? That's this for the spells. Next we'll go into the traps, if I can actually pick up cards. And next we have 3 of one of the cutest artworks ever, Ojama Pajama. Just a mad funny name. So basically Ojama Pajama is actually a really, really good card, funny enough. So what it does is, if your opponent's going to destroy 1 of your Armed Dragons or 1 of your fusion monsters or whatever, fusion light machine monsters, you can banish Ojama from the graveyard and it's not destroyed. That for whatever that was destruction and negated. Then what you can do is, during your main phase, you can add an Ojama card from your deck to your hand and then discard a card. So you can add Ojama Party to your hand and then discard it for your 3 monsters or whatever. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, special summon as many banished Ojama monsters as possible, which could be a lot. Like, potentially it actually could be a good bit of Ojama monsters or whatever. And if that is the case, you can go for some good link summons. Next we run 2 Ojama Duo. So this one has, the first effect is actually a drawback. So special summon 2 Ojama tokens, Beast Light level 2, attack 0, defense 1000 to your opponent's field in defense position. So they can't be tributed for a tribute summon, but they can still be used as links. And then each one destroyed, your opponent takes 300 damage. But the main thing is you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 2 Ojama monsters with different names from your deck. So you can actually special summon on a 2 Ojama blues, whatever you're missing, you can actually special summon whatever you want. Then we have the 1 Solemn Judgment and the 1 Solemn Warning. I think I always run these 2 in decks now at the minute, just because Solemn Judgment is such a good card, and Solemn Warning is actually still really good too. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the extra deck. The extra deck is actually wicked, and this card's artwork is amazing. I mean, it's just this card and Arm Dragon level 7. Now the only thing that's missing is the tiger. I actually can't see any form of the tiger in this. But I can see like Wing Catapult, I can see VWXYZ or whatever in that. But yeah, it's really cool. So let's talk about the main attraction. So that's Arm Dragon Catapult Cannon. Basically what this does is you have to special summon Arm Dragon level 7 and VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon to the field in that duel by banishing the 2 of them from your graveyard or field. You don't have to use polymerization. Your opponent can activate card effects in the same name as a banished card, as any banished card. So you banish anything your opponent has and they can't use it. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, quick effect. So you have this on the field. As soon as your opponent even draws or has anything on their field, you can banish 1 card from your deck or extra deck face up. Banish all cards your opponent controls and in their graveyard. So you're banishing everything. Later on game, second turn or whatever, if your opponent's gone through a lot of cards, banish everything, and then they can't use multiple copies if they have multiple copies in their deck or whatever. So yeah, so actually really crazy card, especially if you're doing special summon this main phase 2 and then banishing everything on your main phase 1. But just say your opponent's going to do something or has face downs or whatever, straight away you can banish all the cards. Good little defense. Now it is acceptable to be destroyed or whatever, pretty easy. But normally if you're summoning this, you should be winning a lot of the time. VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. A few of the duels have actually summoned this and left this on, and even special this Monster Reborn and had this card. People actually find it hard to get over, funny enough, because what you can do is you can discard a card and banish one of your monsters or opponent's cards. The 1 XYZ Dragon Cannon. I have another story for all these really old cards. I have a funny story. So XYZ Dragon Cannon. So basically one of my friends, years and years later, after we were stopped being kids or whatever, I was out of Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't like it anymore or whatever, and eventually I started to collect them again. I don't know where. I can't remember if 5Ds had started or maybe it was just before 5Ds. GX was coming to an end, maybe something like that. Basically what I did was I remembered one of my friends had this card here. I had lost mine obviously from years before. I think a lot of my cards got destroyed in water damage. I had a lot of relinquished cards and Reshef the Dark Being. I remember they all got destroyed water damage. So basically, I went up to this guy and I was like, dude, I'll give you money for this card. I just want this card. I'm going to start up this new deck or whatever. VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. I have the VWXYZ or whatever. GX obviously was a big thing back then. And he goes, take it. And I was like, dude, that's actually so nice. I was like, this is expensive card. Like, nobody has this card. And he was like, no, you can have it. I was like, oh, cool. So that's how I got this card, and I still have this card. And I've kept it like Duelist Pack 2 again, all the original cards. So yeah. Next we have VW Tiger Catapult from the same pack. I spent a lot on this pack. But this is all the VWXYZ stuff cards you run in the deck. It's still pretty cool and nostalgic to see these cards. And I hope you don't mind the video being so long with these little stories as well. So yeah, that's it for the fusion monsters. Then you have Cyframe Lord Omega. You can actually get into this card with Arm Dragon level 5 and Ghost Ogre if that's what you want to do. Yeah. Then you can go for Clearing Synchro Dragon with your Destrudo and Black Rose Moonlight Dragon with your Destrudo as well. Cyframe Lord Omega is probably one of the best synchro monsters in this link format because it can banish itself and then special summon itself, and also you can get banished monsters back from your banish zone to the graveyard, which is still pretty cool. You can reuse them if the need arises or whatever. Next we have 1 rank 4. Now the extra deck in this, I'm actually waiting for Land Follincus. I know I keep saying it. And there's a little monk beast monster that works really well with with the Ojama cards that I'm waiting for as well. And if I obviously had Firewall Dragon and Borlow Dragon, I'd be using them too, but I don't. So Dark Rebellion for your 2, just say you've already used Tiger Catapult and you want to summon another one, you can use a rank 4 or whatever. Next we have the 1 Topological Bomber Dragon, just a really good link 4. The 1 Decode Talker, the 1 Trigate Wizard. I'm going to change this if I get Firewall Dragon. I'm going to change these 2. If I get Firewall Dragon or Borlow Dragon or the Monk card or any other card that's better, any other Link monster that's better. So we can pretend to take that out for now. Then we have the 1 Link Spider. Link Spider is pretty good in Ojama deck actually. It's not too bad. Yeah, then I have 2 Proxy Dragon just for extra. And I wanted to make this another Link Spider. You actually can't even summon this card. I'm not sure. No, I don't think you can. So another Link Spider basically in the deck. So I know the extra deck is a bit crappy, but you don't really go into the extra deck. The extra deck is mainly for like a what if scenario if you don't get into your main fusiony boss monsters and stuff. So yeah, so that's it for the deck profile, guys. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please let me know if you want to see different variations of this deck, like a pure Arm Dragon deck that I can special summon Arm Dragon level 10 really quick, like a speed one. And then I should be doing an Ojama ABC deck as well pretty soon. I just have to get all the cards together and make sure it's perfect for you guys and make a more competitive build. This is just a fun deck profile. So yeah, that's it, and I'm out, and good luck and have a good day.